Hi, Christina. Thanks so much for the welcome to Susie Moo. I look forward to working with all of you guys. I just wanted to, I find the videos work better to get back to some of the questions around the e-learning stuff, so I thought I'd send you just a quick little video. So you'll see up here the web page. You actually don't need all this stuff at the end, but you got the web page up here. This will get you in. You can use your employee, the front end of your email. I just have a 2 there because I have a few usernames. And then your employee ID is your username. You can use this forgot password link, which will fire out to your board email if you have any issues with logging in. When you get in, we're going to see a few courses on my list here, just a sec. So once you're in, there's just some general information that comes here regarding startup for next year. You'll probably be interested to see some of the new materials that are coming out because I believe there's some 3-4 stuff. But for right now, when you get into your course listing, you're going to see 2014-15, and I've just put everything that you had kind of mentioned in the 3-4 class here. So you'll have that in your list. One thing that you should notice is you'll have all your other codes in there too. You can just use these arrows to close those out. And I'll go through what some of this other stuff is a little bit later. But I'll also be at the school, so I'll be able to help you lots. But I thought this would give a little preview. So if you go into the course that's set up for you, you'll see a few different things. So down here, there is also EQAO prep stuff for grade 3 teachers. So I have put those quizzes in there, and this is just some information, videos and things on how to actually use that quiz tool. And again, I'll be happy to help with all of that stuff as well. And then you'll notice over the right, these are direct links to the quizzes for the students. So you as a teacher, you'll see a different view than the students do if you're to click on those while you're playing. But say, for example, you wanted to look at this temperature one, automatically you go into a teacher view. So your teacher view is a little bit different. Your students would actually see if you were to click on this preview view. So you can actually print off a Word version and edit the quizzes, or if you just wanted to actually do the quizzes in class, they are there for all the different strands that you're looking at. So there's the PDF version, or there's the Word version, which is going to take a little bit longer to open up. So you can edit. You could also have the students do quizzes online. So again, I can help with all that stuff next year. Essentially, there's like little interactive activities that the kids can do, and then they get right into answering some of the questions, and it'll actually auto mark for you. So that's kind of a cool thing too. And again, I can sort of help with that stuff next year too. But as you were talking about, sorry, you can hear the phone in the background. As you were talking about just looking for sort of some different levels of activities for your students to be catching up on. Oops, let me close that activity. So those are flash-based activities, so they'll work really easily on your smartboard, but they won't actually work well on your, if you have iPads. But I think that Heather mentioned that you guys actually have netbooks and a computer lab, so it'll work fine in those things. So if we go down, you can actually use the calendar if you wanted to run it like a classroom for your students. And you can just sort of add updates there. The news, you can play around with creating a new news item, that sort of thing here. But if you're talking about just general activities that you wanted your students to be able to do, I've sort of put them as a Carousel 1, Carousel 2, Carousel 3, Carousel 4. Those are actually grade levels too. So if you were to click on the Carousel 1, you're going to get language, math, science tech, social science, health PE, and art activities for grade 1 curriculum. Ontario curriculum, that is. So if you were to click on, say, the social sciences, you'll get the, actually I think some of those have been updated. Let's look at the math. So you'll get the different strands and you can click on those, and then you'll get different activities. They'll take a second to pop up. Oh, sometimes there isn't an activity for a strand. But yeah, so you get all these little activities that'll pop up that the kids could be working on. So I guess that's what you said if you were looking at having sort of addressing the different levels of your students. And then they'll have, drag and drop activities. They read to the students. You can kind of work through them. So it's kind of, a little thing you can play with.
Is between the banana and the grapes.
Let me just see. So essentially this is grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. And they all have that same setup in terms of language, math, science, tech, social science, French. Some of them are French. So they're all sort of there. So I guess that's kind of a start if you just wanted to flip around and have a look through this stuff. And again, I'm happy to help in September when I'm at the school. The other place that's a really good spot to get some help is if you look in the staff toolkit, there's this help with D2L, and this is essentially a Ontario-based PD site that Tim Robinson, Super North in Moosonee, is actually putting together all the documents that people are sort of creating across the province for Ontario teachers to sort of get help with doing different things. So if you wanted to know how to do a news item, if you wanted to know how to do a quiz, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. But yeah, again, I just wanted to say thanks for welcoming me to the school, and I'm happy to sort of help with this stuff next year. It's a little tricky to navigate the first time that you're fiddling.